My name is Crispy Barton. I attend Youngstown State University, and I'm on their men's swimming and diving team. Yeah, so the big twist on this question about becoming a top prospect was I actually wasn't a top prospect coming in. I actually committed to the school LaSalle back in 2020, and I came in as a walk-on. I had a friend put in a good word for me, so basically it was just handed to me. But I wasn't that great of a swimmer, and I really just came into my own my sophomore year of college. Um, and that was taking my training seriously. That's what led me to do that. But in the recruiting process, you have to find that one coach that will give you the chance, that'll give you a scholarship or give you the ability to, have a scholarship. So in that first round of recruiting, that team, LaSalle, got cut. And then I found myself, reaching for YSU, and I had luckily, Coach Brad Smith, make a promise to me that, if I trained hard, hit these times and scored these many points at conference, then I'm going to get my scholarship. And I ended up doing that. So it was a great motivator, and it's made YSU the perfect situation. One of the biggest things that resonated with me, I had this coach called Brent Arkey of the Sarasota Sharks. One of the greatest things that he taught me was discipline. And he says, you got to swim fast to swim fast, which seems pretty self-explanatory, but being able to train and go fast, is just something that resonated with me. It's very short, it's very simple, but in this day and age of swimming, you do actually have to swim fast and swim fast. So my senior year of high school, I committed to this school, LaSalle in Northwest Philly. I felt very at home there. It was a good situation family-wise, but I did come in as a walk-on, so I didn't have that promise of scholarship. And during the whole recruiting process, it was during COVID, and there was, a lot of uncertainty. Nothing's really guaranteed. And, I had deferred my enrollment to the spring of the 21 of that year. So it was fall 20, spring of 21. And, I dropped out after the first week of class because, I was just taking classes online in my room back home in Florida. And, when I was in that basically escrow period, LaSalle announced that they were cutting their team. And I was in the compliance meetings with LaSalle, and they were doing their best to help me try to get to a school. But they had realized since I had deferred my enrollment, I uh, I wasn't attached to a school, and I wasn't allowed to enter the transfer portal at the time and really have that extra help from the compliance staff at LaSalle. So it was very hard because that was in October, and that was the middle of recruiting hot season. So I basically had to restart my recruiting process all over again. And I, had to compete with the class of 2021, but I had to get somewhere in January because, that was my plan, was to, go to a school that was having a season, go to a school that I could, possibly score points for their team, get some scholarship money. And, YSU ended up being that perfect situation. So I called Brad Smith, and it was very, very rough at first because of the uncertainty around my situation. Am I allowed to talk to coaches? Am I allowed to, go out and market myself? And it was very hard at first, but then, I showed how serious I was to Coach Brad about wanting to come and swim for this program here, Youngstown State. And, I literally, all it took was an unofficial visit where I didn't even meet him, mask on, just touring the campus through a general admissions tour. I told him I went, took pictures, showed proof that I was there. And on my drive home back to Pennsylvania to my grandparents' house, he offered me a spot as a walk-on at first, but he said that I have the ability to earn that scholarship that I ended up, luckily getting, and it's been great 5 years. So Youngstown State will always have my heart, and my advice that goes out to someone who's trying to come to any Division I school is, this school as family, and they really do take care of you here. They keep their promises. They are what they preach, and I've been lucky to have the opportunity to, you know, be on the SAC committee, be given opportunities to grow as a person, as a man, as a leader. And YSU provided all of those opportunities for me. So, it's got that even just blanket statement. If you're just looking for a campus feel with like great atmosphere, like YSU is the spot. But if you also want to be someone who goes beyond the bells and whistles that YSU has, YSU also offers opportunities to grow as a person, as a leader, and that's the best thing that you can do. It sets you up for a great position in life. One thing that I picked up since I've been coming to YSU was the availability of like recovery modalities. That has probably been my greatest saving grace, keeping me recovered, keeping me ready. Because I never really learned how to recover in high school. It was literally just get in, swim, do your warm down, and then that should be it. But there is so much more that you could be doing outside of the pool to keep yourself ready. And the thing is that you don't even have to pay for it. Like it's all provided to you. So when I found out that we had that availability to go somewhere and be in tip top shape all the time, as I mean, relatively speaking, as best as you could be at that moment. That was something that I really picked up, is the little things outside of the pool that I could be doing to help supplement my training. So when I was younger, I never really focused on recovery nor really nutrition or anything like that, like when I was in high school. But now, especially now that I'm a fifth year senior, I definitely feel training takes a bigger toll on my body. So I never really was one to do the ice baths nor the hot tub or go to the trainers and everything like that, nor really take care of my nutrition. But that's something that I really honed in. We do have a nutritionist, but I don't really see the nutritionist. But I've just, been able to find things that work for me, find things that make me feel good, feel light in the water, and then I now do the ice baths, contrast baths. I go to the trainer just to keep my body ready and shape for whatever I need to do. So this is something that I learned over the year, balancing academics and athletics at one point. Whenever I'm in the classroom, I'm only thinking about the classroom. I'm not thinking about my sport. I'm not thinking about anything, because my sport can affect me in my academics. It only the schedule affects my academics. But when you are in the classroom and you are trying to make the most of your education, you tend to think about just the academics, because swimming or athletics, it can't get you while you're in the classroom, right? And that's the same thing when it comes into swimming, right? Your grades, well, yes, your grades are going to influence your eligibility, but the thing is, though, is that your grades and your exams and your tests and your quizzes, your homework, you can't do that while you're doing like physically doing your practice or doing your meets. So it's best to just, put whatever you're doing, just put whatever's all going on all around you, put that on the back burner. And that's something that I've really learned over this past year. It's helped me study effectively more, and it's helped me, really enjoy swimming more over this past year. So being a leader here at YSU, I feel that like I'm responsible for all the kids that like I oversee, all my teammates and other athletes. And it feels great being a leader here, because I have had success. I'm a lead by example type of person, and I've had success here at YSU. I've also had failures here at YSU. I've come back from failures. I've come back from hardships, and I've been able to be that fiery person still, and try to lead by example, try to come back. And I think people respond to that. I have taken a couple teammates under my wing, showed them like what I do, my prep, everything like that, and I've seen teammates become successful in what they do. And even as like outside of the pool when I'm doing coaching. I think it's, I like to pride myself on my accomplishments, and it helps people listen. There's this team that I coach locally, and they seem to respond to what I say, what I tell them, and they buy in, and I think that's the most rewarding thing as a coach and someone who's nearing the end of their collegiate career. My advice to someone in high school right now in the recruiting process is be persistent. That's the only way you're going to get your shot. And if you're persistent and you cast a wide net, you're going to face a lot of no's, which is okay. But guess what? On the one occasion you find that yes, or the two occasions you find that yes, and the yeses start to pile up, things are going to get a lot easier. You just got to find that one coach, that one recruiter that's going to give you that chance to live out your dream. And that's what I did. I was persistent. And I'm now living out my dream to swim Division One. My name is Crispy Barton. I attend Youngstown State University. I'm on their men's swimming and diving team, and you can check me out at Next Level Prep.